Yeah. Good afternoon and welcome to Gardens Oval. You're watching AFL&T's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season. Round 4 clash between Tiwi Bombers and Southern Districts Crocs. I'm Will Zwar, with me is Clint Firth. How are you going today, Clint?
Good, thanks, Will. First game of the round 4, down at the original home of football here at Gardens Oval. So, yeah, looking forward to this one.
Should be a good game. Any early predictions?
Well, what do we got? We've got Southern Districts sitting at 7th, yet to get a victory for the season. They've had a draw, and Tiwi sitting at the bottom with 3 losses. 2 of those games they were in for a long time. So, look, let's go Southern Districts by 10 points.
Yeah, I think it'll be a tight game. As you said, both teams still yet to get a win. I think they'll both come out hungry and firing. Might go Tiwi. See if that can get them over the line today.
All right, so big Waylon Manson from the Central Australian region up against Gallo from Southern Districts. Scrap for the ball in the middle, players on it. Umpire says, I'll have it, and we'll get another ball up. Won by Gallo. Players fighting over it, Bowden in there. Southern Districts player wrapped up by Hooker. And we'll go again.
Gallo's got a lot of size on his Tiwi opposition there.
He is a massive unit, Will. He's huge.
I think that time it was Jade Salzgeber from Tiwi.
Yeah, correct. Yep. So Salzgeber up against Gallo. As you'd expect, Gallo again wins it, not to the advantage of any players. Eventually the ball comes out there. Bowden throws his right boot to it. Right on the 50 there. Schwartz can't take. Picked up there by McCarthy. He gives the handball to Travis Tampling. And in a little bit of space out there on the wing is Douglas Cunningham. He picks up, looks inboard, shimmies on the inside, goes the outside. Handball does not hit the target. Southern Districts will clean up. And there's a defensive kick inside 50 taken by Bowden. Bowden switches to the open side. And the mark there taken by McQueen. McQueen goes out wide to Gallio, doesn't sit for him. He's tracked closely there by Dion Mankara. Good to see him back in the team this week, Will. He missed last week there. One of their guns, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Again, Gallo gets his hand to it. Sharked there by Morgan. Morgan gives the handball to Staunton, and Staunton goes inside 50, out to the lead of Jono Ross. Tracking him there is Max Suttle. Southern Districts win it with a chain of hand passes. It's going to go to Jonathan Ross. He spins around, throws it on the right boot to the top of the square. It's a high kick. It's 3-on-1 in Tiwi's favour. Southern Districts brought it to ground.
Fast-paced game so far, a lot of pressure from Tiwi. Districts obviously have had most of it, but they can't seem to hit a clear target up forward. Cruz now coming out of the back line. Kicks it, it's a wide kick. Oh, bit too far out. Couldn't hit Mankara. And Districts will have the chance to reload for McAdam. Short kick. Umpires allowed it. McQueen gives it off. It's a kick in, but it goes across from Luke Morgan. And that is the first score of the game, one behind to Southern Districts. Tambling now out of fullback, gives it to Cruz in the back pocket. Not satisfied with anything, so he'll kick it back to Tambling in the goal square. Sloppy there. It's rushed through for another behind. Extending Southern Districts a margin to 2 points now.
So Tambling to bring the ball back in for Tiwi. It's a risky kick. He tried to hit it hard and low, and chopping in front there's Jack Sexton. And he takes the mark 40 metres out. Will be kicking from 45 metres, no angle to speak of. So Sexton hits it well, hugging that left post and just across the face of goal for a behind. So Southern Districts with the run of play early. They go to 3 behinds. Tiwi yet to score.
Hooker now on the back flank, kicks it inboard. Dion Mankara now running out of half back. Lovely kick on his left. Gives it to Manson. Rolls onto his left, kicks it inside forward 50. Gee, that was creative from Cantilla. Kicks it across the face, but it rolls, and it'll be out of bounds. We'll have a throw in deep in the right forward pocket for Tiwi. Good transitional play there, and they definitely got away with the goal, or without a goal down the other end.
It's a big Waylon Manson in the ruck there for Tiwi. As we said before, comes from Central Australia. He's played a lot of footy all over the country, and originally from Billaloona, right on the West Australian Northern Territory border there up in the East Kimberley. So Makara on that left foot drills one in low. Oh, it's almost too hard. It was dropped there by the Tiwi player. Socket out of defence there by Bowden.
Sexton inboard now to this skipper in Staunton. He kicks it. Gallio couldn't take the mark but gathers it. He now kicks it forward. And the District's players left on his own. Here comes McQueen now, just inside 50. He's got a man on in the goal square, gives it to him, and Jack Ganley, he'll kick the first goal of this game for Southern Districts, extends their lead to 1 goal 3, 9 points against Tiwi, who are yet to score.
Yeah, so just a drop mark in the forward line there, Will, from Tiwi. Cost them a set shot at goal from sort of 35 metres out, and Southern Districts made them pay, went coast to coast, and that's a big turnaround. So Tiwi need to stick with them here. They've been in most of their games, as we said before. They've been really, really positive in 2 out of their 3 games. They got a spanking from St Mary's last week. However, with the inclusions of Harley Puntanamiri and Munkara this week, they should be right. So the 2 ruckmen go at it. Gallo can't tap it to advantage. Tiwi player there wrapped up by Sexton, and we'll go again.
Purantatameri done now. Gets the wayward handball out. And I think it's Munkara. No, it's Purantatameri. Harley Purantatameri throws it on his boot, gets it forward. Tiwi now with the opportunity to move forward through Dunn. But the District's defender smothers it. And now Bowden with the ball. Gee, I think he might have gotten lucky there. No, it's a free kick. Oh, free kick to him. High tackle. He'll kick across to Ganley. Gives it off to Kaya Jones. Kaya Jones now on his right. Kicks it out to Jack Sexton. He plays on now. Deep in the wing. Kicks it to Staunton, his skipper. And Connor Bowden trying to get the crumbs there, but the ball rolls over the line.
Good defence there by Cruz. He was right with his Southern Districts forward there with pressure on. So massive height difference again in this ruck contest. Gallo gets his hands to it. That's better. Shark by Barry. He goes inside 50. It's a 2-on-2 down there. Leading in the race for the ball is Morgan. Ball sits and bounces up. Tiwi end up getting it, but he didn't realise how much pressure he's under. Geez, I thought he had prior opportunity then. Southern Districts with a handball wide. They're going to bring it inboard here to a loose player, but it doesn't hit the target. And the mark there taken by Dunn. And Dunn's on his bike. He has his second bounce. He goes a little chip forward. Oh, Puntanamiri can't grasp it. Manson down low. Puts that big frame in there. Gets one out to the voice. Out there of Puntanamiri Dunn. He throws it forward, and Harley Puntanamiri, who's drifted forward, who was involved in that passage of play earlier, takes the mark. It's going to be a tough kick from goal out there, Will. He's going to kick from close on the 50 on a pretty tough angle.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a fun pocket to try and kick goals from out there, but we'll see if he's got it in him.
So no breeze to speak of. Very still at the moment. Stinking hot, as you'd expect at this time of year.
Passes it off, and Douglas Cunningham will take the mark. He'll have a shot. Oh, he plays on now.
Gives it back to Puntanamiri. He's just pinched 20 metres there. He's just snuck through.
Quick little 1-2, but it works, and they've got their first goal on the board. Tiwi 1 goal straight, 6, trailing Southern Districts 1 goal 3, 9. 3-point margin here at Gardens Stadium. Gardens Oval, I should say.
Yeah, it was pretty sneaky, wasn't it? He got it back. Very unusual and not your typical build-up forward, but it doesn't matter. And Tiwi put their first on the board and keep track with Southern Districts.
No, they don't mind that. The Tiwi boys sharing it around a bit, and we're always keeping an eye out for another option inside the forward 50. That's obviously what's happened there. And you know, they've used that little 1-2 play to get a little bit closer to goal, a bit of a better angle, and caught Districts off guard.
So Jaden Watts, the nephew of Jared Brennan, the ex-Brisbane Lion player, into the middle. He's got a bit of a leap like Jared as well. After the ruck knock, goes back for a second attempt and gets it inside the forward 50. Ball bounces up there, taken by Subtle. And Tiwi are going to clear here. Under pressure, throws it on the boot. Ball spilt there by the Southern Districts player. McAdam go in, he can't gather. Gallio always runs in straight lines, does well. McAdam gives the handball there to McQueen. McQueen goes inboard. Dill Barry's got space if he can pick up on his left foot. And he doesn't miss them. He's been doing it a long time. The man from Central Australia, Alice Springs Rovers Football Club, drills the second goal there for Southern Districts.
Great goal there, as you said, by Dylan Barry. He's come off a great season for Rovers. He was one of their best players in the grand final. I think he might have even picked up best on-ground medal there alongside Nigel Lockie, who kicked 9 goals. And another player who's come up from that league has been Tyson Woods, who's played a couple of games for St Mary's so far. But definitely a lot of representation from the Central Australian Football League up here so far this season.
Yeah, and he went down to South Australia, Dill. I'm not too sure how it went down there, but I think he was trialling with the Samford club. I'm not sure how that ended up, but good to see him. He's a gun and dominates down there and has done for a long time. And good to see him up here playing. So, ball tap there. That's number 39, who we don't have on the team sheet for Tiwi. And we'll get a second ball up.
And Jade Salzgeber is down in the middle of the ground. He looks pretty ginger, doesn't look in a good way. The runner's just going out to him. We'll have a bit of a pause in play here. About 10 minutes of the way through this first quarter here at Gardens Oval.
Yeah, I didn't see it, Will. I don't know if it's an ankle or a knee, but he doesn't, or whether he got a head knock. I'm not sure. He doesn't look well.
I think it might have been in that ruck contest there. Don't want to speculate too much, but as we know, it doesn't look good. The play stopped for about 30 seconds so far, and teams are looking now to split into their forward and back line groups and regroup. And he's being taken from the ground now by the trainers. But so far, I think it's been a bit of a balanced game between fairly high pressure, and once the teams get a run on, both Tiwi and Districts have been able to move forward pretty quickly and seamlessly, and that's where the goals have seemed to come from so far. If the teams can get a run on, they'll be looking for the goals, and that's how all three have come so far.
Yep. It's a big loss for Tiwi because they don't have a lot of height to start with against a fairly tall, well-built team, and Salzburg is one of their tall ones, and they can't really afford to lose him. So fingers crossed he'll get assessed off the ground and hopefully come back on. Mind you, he doesn't look too good at this stage.
And already it's looking like Harley McCarthy's making the transition from the back line into the ruck. Big number 32 there. He'll be up against Jaden Watts for Southern Districts as we restart play here.
So McCarthy, well done in there, grabs it out of the ruck. Rioli, that wasn't Rioli, picks up. This is Rioli on the right foot. Spins around the corner. Oh, great body work on the line there by Manson. If he didn't use that body then, Bowden was going to get a finger on that. Really well done by the big fella, put his frame in there.
That's definitely a tick for the mental game for Tiwi. They've just had a play go off the ground, but it hasn't phased them. They've kicked the first goal from the first play. Tiwi Bombers now 2 straight kicks for a total of 12, trailing Southern Districts by 3 points. 2 goals, 3-15 here at Gardens Oval.
So McCarthy's moved into the ruck after that injury. Doesn't match up too bad size-wise against Watts. It's going to be an issue when Gallo comes back on the ground. Southern Districts win the ball out in the middle. Staunton, he gives the handball wide, and Southern Districts does not hit it well off the boot. And I think Tiwi are going to be the first there to arrive. Ball spills over the back. Southern Districts first to recover. Good handball there by Schwartz. He gives it to Watts, who's run forward out of the ruck and on the right boot.
It's a lovely goal there from Watts, and great play from Districts. As you said, it looked like Tiwi might have gotten first to the ball there and gotten a run on, but didn't phase Districts. They made sure they weren't out of the contest and kept their ground, kept their feet, and that's That's how they got their ball forward, got a goal. About 14 minutes of the way through this first quarter here at Gardens Oval between Tiwi Bombers and Southern Districts, and you're watching AFL&T's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season. First game round 4, and it's been a pretty good start so far, if I may say so myself.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's really on, and both these teams, obviously, you don't want to go 4 rounds in without a victory. So I think it's very important for their seasons to keep this game alive. Number 17 there, McQueen puts his head over the ball. One there by McAdam. McAdam goes wide to McQueen. And the ball kicked there forward by Johnson. He puts it out in front of Schwartz, who can't pick up. And the ball will go over the boundary line and we'll get a throw in about 80 metres round from goal on the outer wing.
McCarthy again in the ruck against Gallo. Stepped into that role pretty well in the past couple of minutes since the player's gone off injured. But Gallo, his height is just too much at this stage,
isn't
away
it? 20 centimetres.
Definitely an uphill battle in the ruck for Tiwi today, that's for sure. Have another ball up or a throw in the Tiwi Bombers, in the Southern District's forward pocket here at Gardens.
Let's see what McCarthy can do here. I'm not sure what he can do up against someone with such a size advantage against him. Umpire launches in. Gallo in front position, however, taps it straight to Tiwi. A couple of handballs and ball goes towards the middle of the ground. Cunningham is there. He can't gather. Thrown on the boot forward by McAdam. Well read there by Puntanamiri. And that's Cantilla, who is one of their most dangerous small forwards and their leading goal kicker at this stage. 2 bounces, puts the foot down, 3 bounces. Really well chased there by Sexton. He was away, he just tried to sneak through that little gap. If he had got through there, he would have had a shot on goal. But that's good pressure. Jonathan Ross throws on the boot. It's a 1-on-1 inside 50. It's a good kick to the favour of Morgan. And he leads Tampling out of bounds, and the ball will go out of, the ball goes out of bounds. We'll have it thrown in the forward pocket for Southern Districts.
We've just talked about that fast play, and we've almost seen it twice there. Tiwi first running forward. If Cantilla had kept going, he well and truly could have kicked that goal. Missed it, and it was a free kick to Districts, and straight away, almost within 10 seconds, ball's back down the other end of the ground. Puran Tadamiri done there out of the back line for Tiwi, but only goes as far as Barry. He throws on to the left, kicks it to the hot spot. And Driscoll muscles his way, but used a bit too much force. And David Cruz will reset play from just about the fullback position. Kicks it to Tambling in the back pocket. Looks to his skipper in Munkara. Plays on and kicks it on the left. But the District's play got a fist to it. Ball now in congestion. Puran Tadamiri done. Hands it out. McQueen trying to get a finger to it. Barry now takes it out of the pack, gets it to the loose player forward. In Schwartz, he kicks it to the top of the goal square now. In fact, it's the forward pocket. And that's a great smother from Suttle. Great punch.
Yeah, third man up. That's, if you looked up in the dictionary, that's what it was. And solid punch over the line. So good zone off defence there by Tiwi. And yeah, good game of footy here. Umpire throws it in the forward pocket. One by McCarthy. Kick there from Southern Districts is smothered.
McQueen takes it over the boundary line. Play will reset about 50 metres out from the Southern Districts goal.
Umpire throws in over the top there, one by Watts. Spills to Sexton, right up against the boundary line, has a shot at goal. He hasn't hit it too badly, and that didn't miss by too much. Just to the near side. And Southern Districts tick along to 3 goals, 4-22. Tiwi Bombers 2 goals straight, 12 as we head past the 18-minute mark of the first quarter here at Gardens Oval.
Play looking to reset here. Tambling's been taking the kick-outs for Tiwi today. He kicks it to the near side. but it wasn't a great kick, fell short. Districts now, again, it was Sexton. He gives it to Bowden, throws it on the boot to the forward pocket. Driscoll couldn't take the mark. The ball, it's out on the full. Tambling will reset for Tiwi in the back pocket.
He started well, Sexton, Will.
Absolutely. I watched his game a few weeks ago out at Palmerston against Darwin Buffaloes, and he was one of their best players for sure in that comeback. I think they came from 35 points down to a draw. Didn't get the points, but he was definitely one of the driving forces there. And
right on cue, defensive spoil over the boundary line. So Tiwi just getting caught now. They've pushed right up just to try and block this Southern District's 50, have as many players in there. Watts over the top wins it. Shark there by Harley Puntanamiri, throws it on the left boot. It's a 2-on-1. Oh, Bowden takes a mark. Ball must have been touched off the boot. Umpire said play on. Picked up by Bowden. Back to Bowden. He's wrapped up. I don't know how we got rid of that, Will, but anyway, play on. Cruz picks up.
Tiwi look away here. Purantatameri hands it out. Nick Hooker runs onto the ball.
He could drill this. He's got a massive kick.
So it was a good kick inside forward 50 to the big man in Manson. And with a perfect angle here to see how this kick will go. About 45 metres out, he'll be kicking from on a 45-degree angle.
So Hooker went viral, I think it was last year or the year before, Will. He kicked a torpedo out of full back and it cleared the centre circle and kept going. So I think that was in a country league in Melbourne. He's got a massive boot on him and he's had a really good year for Tiwi. I think he'd be leading their best and fairest at this stage. So
back to play and Manson just kicks it across the face of goal. No, you're right. Hooker's definitely struck up some internet fame there with that massive kick. He's definitely known for his boot. It's probably his biggest weapon, I'd say.
So Bowden with the kick out there. He hits up Jones. And Jones with another short one. He hits up Ganley. Ganley gives the handball. Handball over the top to Bowden. Bowden throws on the boot. Kick favours Tiwi. He can't grab the mark. Picked up there by Ross. He spins back inboard. Goes back to Bowden. He didn't realise he was under the pump. Dunn was right with him. Umpire says holding the ball for incorrect disposal. And the ball there taken by Dunn. Again, Tiwi not hitting their targets. Goes inboard. Watts, handball over the top to Staunton. Staunton looks up, sees a Tiwi player in front of him. Didn't have too much to go to. Holds possession wide to McAdam. And McAdam drills one inside and the mark there taken by Ganley.
Thought he saw something there, but I think he'll go back and have a kick. Kicked the first goal of the game, Gamley. And he hasn't, gee, he sprayed that one out on the full. So he doesn't add anything to the tally. As Tiwi trail by 9 points as we head to the 22-minute mark of this first quarter. Now with possession in the back pocket.
Fernando, sounds like he's come out of the La Liga soccer.
Absolutely, no, doesn't sound like your typical NTFL or Tiwi Bombers surname, but he's on the list.
And mark there taken by Cantillo, who's usually deep forward, but they've left that forward 50 open for Manson. Doesn't hit him and the ball travels out. I've noticed he didn't play the first week or two, Manson. He's come back now. I think this is his second game. When they use him forward, he can outmark the opposition, and it's great for him to have a big target forward, and they've just got to use him. If he's one-on-one, use him and then get to his feet. So it's really good for the structure of the Tiwi Islands. As the umpire launches one in, McCarthy in the front spot, takes it clean out of the rack. That's Hooker. First kick was smothered. Second goes across the face of goal. Manson uses the body well. It was a push, but it was in the side. Just can't pick up. He's fumbling around. Here's the voice inside of Cantilla. Doesn't hit him. Bowden, who's been caught a couple of times today. It's good pressure from Tiwi, and they win back possession. That's their captain, Paddy Heenan, who throws it round the corner. But the goalkeeper there for Southern Districts, and McAdam gets it in the back pocket, and he goes inside. Ball not taken there. Gives the handball to Prumtanamiri. Dunn. Back to Harley Pruntanamiri, and that's good pressure from Tiwi inside their forward 50.
And he reduces the margin now to just 3 points. 3 goals, 1-19 Tiwi. Trail Southern Districts 3 goals, 4-22. Great play from Tiwi there. They were under pressure. Clock was probably against them a bit as well, but they stood fast, they stood strong, and they've kicked a goal. We've just spoken about Waylon Manson there. Big target up forward, and we've seen Nick Hooker in the ruck. He's not the biggest boy there, so they're definitely not favouring themselves for size here, but we'll have to see how they go throughout the day. Here's Harley McCarthy, who we've noted has moved from centre-half back position into the ruck. He hasn't done too bad a job since he's been there, but he's up against Jaden Watts, so that'll be a nice change for him. Play resets, and Watts there roves his own hit out. Gee, that was good. Throws it on the boot inside forward 50 and hits the full forward on the chest.
Yeah, he was just playing in front there and he just read it off the boot quicker. And that 2 or 3 metres advantage he had, he maintained that through the flight of the ball in the air and takes the mark.
It's not the response Tiwi would have wanted. Jonathan Ross here, ambling in. And he's happy with that. It's a goal. Straight response there from Districts. They extend the margin back out to 9 points. 3 goals, 119 Tiwi Bombers. Australia Southern Districts, 4 goals, 4-28. 25 minutes through this first quarter here at Gardens Oval.
Yeah, I don't think James McAdam, the coach of Tiwi, would be wrapped with that, Will. I think the siren's going to go any second now. They kicked a goal. If they just could have held till quarter time. However, they've given one right up in red time here, which is every coach's nightmare.
Play to reset here, and the big man Gallows in the ruck for Districts. Wins it easy. Districts with their hands on the ball but can't get the clearance. Good tackle from Hooker. Now it gets out. Dylan McLaughlin kicks it forward. Couldn't they get another one? Tambling mops it up in the back pocket. Gives it over to Cantilla, and he's tackled.
Soccer forward there by Tiwi through the hands of Fernando. That's good pressure. Umpire not adjudicating that part of the field. Mark Noonan has picked one out there, which I don't mind if they can see it from a distance. Pay it. So Hooker gets it, goes in board. Oh, that's a Southern Districts player there wrapped up. And players will set up. We'll get another stoppage in the centre square. Mark Noonan doesn't waste any time. Throws it up, and that's quarter time here at Gardens Oval in the 2021-22 NTFL TIO season. At quarter time, Southern Districts 4 goals, 4-28. Lead the Tiwi Bombers 3 goals, 1-19.
Welcome back to Gardens Oval. You're watching AFL&T's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season. Round 4 clash between Tiwi Bombers and Southern Districts. I'm Wills Bar, with me is Clint Firth, and we've got a 9-point ball game here at quarter time. Tiwi Bombers 3 goals 1, 19. Play Southern Districts 4 goals 4, 28. Clint, who have you seen as best so far today?
For Southern Districts, I think Jaden Watts had a really good first quarter. He was quite dominant. Also, particularly in the first half of the first quarter, Sexton had a ton of it. And also Dill Barry for Southern Districts. They've been my 3 standouts at the moment. Tiwi have been pretty good. They've been an all-round performance. Harley Puntunamuri has been their best so far.
I think the 2 big boys as well, Waylon Manson and Harley McCarthy. They're not the biggest boys, but for Tiwi, they're the big boys out there today. They've had to stand up and they've done a pretty good job.
So umpire throws it up, one there by Gallo. He's got a bit of Callum Sinclair about him, I'm thinking, Will, from here, just from a distance. Anyway, the big fella at ground level picks up and then hits the dirt. Sliding in there was Staunton. He gets wrapped up by 2 Bombers. Good pressure from Tiwi.
And the big man's boots come off in the centre of the ground. Gallo, he's readjusting his shoelaces, I think, so someone else will have to step up for him. Umpire
throws up. I think that was Gallio in the ruck, who's almost one of the smaller men on the ground. Anyway, it comes back to McAdam, who's playing on a running back flank role. Tried to get around too many and he's wrapped up. That's number 39 from Tiwi, we don't have on the team sheet. Goes to hooker on his left foot. Cantilla 1-on-1, and that's a great mark out in front. He doesn't have too much inboard. And he says, fellas, I'm going to have a shot at goal here. And this would be a great start for Tiwi in this second quarter.
Be a tough one for him, but they'd love their key forward to get a goal on the board early. He likes it, but not enough. It comes to the near side and it reduces the margin to 8 points. Puts Tiwi to 3 goals 2, 20, trailing Southern Districts 4 goals 4, 28.
And the ball will be brought back in by Bowden. Just a little bit of trivia for you, Will. He's 3rd in disposals this season. So the only 2 players in the competition that have had more disposals are Paredes from St Mary's and Bowes from Nightcliff. So he's had a magnificent season from the prominent Bowden family in the territory. Joel Bowden, lots of people remember, used to play for Richmond. As the ball goes there, Cruz in front, he can't mark. Shark there by Staunton. Ball picked up there by McQueen. Oh, he's got to be quick. He didn't have too much forward. Farah can't take the mark. Ball taken there by Ross. He spins around. It's a 1-on-1. Farah running back to goal. The 2 number 11's going at it.
Good mark by Farah there, and he'll have a... Don't want to give him the jinx, but a pretty easy shot on goal here. Probably about 15 metres out, almost directly in front.
Yeah, he hasn't been in great form, Will. He hasn't been setting the world on fire. He is a gun and he will come good, I'm sure. Dominated the Catherine Grand Final, the Big Rivers Grand Final during the dry season. But him and his brother set that ground alight, and hopefully that'll give him some confidence. So he drills 1 there for Southern Districts, and they move to 5 goals 4, 34. Tiwi Bombers 3 goals 2, 20. Almost 3 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Good work right there forward from the Southern Districts forwards. If he hadn't marked that, they definitely had the numbers. I think they also had, don't have the team sheet in front of me here. It was Luke Morgan running forward as well, and I think Dill Barry as well. So, as I said, if you hadn't taken the mark, they would have had plenty of runners to run onto it. But Farah did the work there, and he's been rewarded with a goal.
One name I haven't called a lot today, Brendan Cantilla from Tiwi, who's had an unbelievable start to the season, would be in their top 3 and their best and fairest for sure. So Tiwi will try and get him into the game, I'm sure. It's the ball there taken by Ganley. He gives it back to Gallio. Good pressure from Tiwi. Oh, a missed tackle there, and Ganley goes forward inside 50. Oh, ball bounces off the chest there. He tries to shake off the tackle and almost does a spinning back fist.
He wouldn't be happy there, Driscoll. It was almost a sitter, and it's just popped off his chest. Purun Taradamiri done there. A good tackle, not a great kick though to restart. Gets it back, he'll have another chance. No, he's wrapped up in the tackle. Umpire calls holding the ball.
Over the top to Staunton. They're on here, Southern Districts. Staunton's got a little one in the pocket. He could have had a shot at goal, chose to go to his teammate. That looks like Morgan in the pocket there. Morgan or Staunton?
I think it is Morgan there.
Oh, Morgan.
Staunton running around with the blue boots today.
So Morgan, a bit of an angle to contend with, but has no problems. And Southern Districts move to 6 goals for 38. Tiwi Bombers 3 goals to 20. Southern Districts jumped out of the blocks in the second quarter.
It's a error on the manual scoreboard there. It's a 20-point margin, actually. I think 6 goals 4 to 3 goals 2, 20. And T would want to make sure they get the next one. You get beyond this 20-point range and it can get very hard to work it back.
So Watts in the pink wheels for Southern Districts. Giving a chop out in the ruck for Gallo. He'll go up against McCarthy. He's got a big leap and he wins it and he follows up well. Well done. He goes forward and the ball and the mark there taken by Sexton. So they're really on top here, Southern Districts. Tiwi have to hold strong. Ball goes forward and the mark there taken by Staunton, who started in the middle and pushed forward.
He's confident to go back and have the shot himself here.
Been a good player for a long time. Staunton was in the NTFL rep side last year. Hits it well, he likes it. Arm goes up in the air.
And takes it to a 26-point margin here at Gardens Oval. Tiwi Bombers 3 goals 2, 20, trailing Southern Districts 7 goals 4, 46.
So it looks like Salzburger, who got that injury in the first quarter, won't be coming back on, Will, which leaves them a man down and a rotation short. And as we said, it was a tall, and they can't afford to lose too many talls. So not the greatest result there for Tiwi. They only seem to have 3 on the bench. Let's see how they go. Big Manson thrown in the middle for Tiwi. Handball over the top. Out in front there of Mankara. Mankara, he was always going to go to his left side. Cantilla uses the body well when he's back first to it. Off the ground, can't pick up. To number 39 there, who just gets a boot on it. I'm not too sure what the umpire's going to call here. There was a dive there by Delahy. And he may have touched it on the line. We're not too sure from here. Umpire's having a chat about it there. Goal umpire doesn't look too certain.
And it's our nameless Tiwi forward. We still don't quite know who it is. But he's been given the goal. Number 39 for Tiwi. Reduces the margin back to 20 points. It's 4 goals 2, 26 to 7 goals 4, 46 here at Gardens Oval. And that was a much needed goal for Tiwi. But as we know, Districts late in that first quarter were quick to respond, so they can't just leave it at that, Tiwi. They need to keep going.
So umpire throws the ball up in the middle. Manson can't win it. Their captain, Paddy Heenan's gone into the middle. They need a captain's effort for him to try and stem the flow here from Southern Districts, and we'll have another ball up. Umpire John Rawstone throws up, spills to Mankara. Again goes to his left side. That ball was touched off the boot, so it won't be a mark. Good defence there by Bowden. Picked up by a hooker on that left foot that we were talking about. One-on-one to Cantillo, who's always dangerous. And ball trickles through for one behind.
It's a great asset, his left foot. His big booming left foot hooker, but he might have just overcooked it a bit too much there. Districts now restart play. Ganley takes a mark in the back flank. Looks forward. Driscoll tried the one-hander but couldn't quite get it. Hands it inboard now to Connor Bowden. Puts it on the boot. Play on in the back line for Tiwi. Now out to Dunn. He gets it forward, and it's Dion Munkara just inside 50. Laces him up. And Kim Cantilla will go back for a shot on goal.
They're two of their most dangerous players there. Munkara in the last 5 minutes has really come into the game. He's had a lot of space out there. I'm sure the Southern District's coach will be having a look at that. And he had a couple of options then. Could have gone for goal. Unselfishly hit up the dangerous Cantilla, who's their leading goal kicker this year. Coming into this game, he had 11. The right boot. Didn't miss one before the game started. However, that one, which is probably the easiest out of them all, didn't hit it well and threw for one behind.
They're trailing now by 19 points, Tiwi. Bowden again brings it back in. This time to Cockatoo in the back pocket. Looks forward to Delahaye. But good pressure from Cantilla there. And the ball rolls out. No, it'll be a free kick. Not enough effort to keep the ball alive, I think he's called there. It'll be Hamish Bolton for Tiwi. Bring the ball back into play. Throws it on the right. Oh, great mark there from the Southern District's defender. Didn't quite catch who it was, but he plays on, kicks across ground. Now to Alex Johnson. He goes on to Sexton. Goes inboard. Gee, they're in a bit of trouble here. Kaya Jones throws it on the boot. Bowden now mopping up, and they could be away. Tackled, no.
Jeez, he's got his hands on it a few times today, Bowden. He's just been wrapped up. It's not necessarily because he's been too slow. Tiwi have just been all over him.
In a purple patch here, Tiwi. Kick it to the hot spot. Loading up. Couldn't take the mark. Hooker throws it on his unpreferred right, but not enough, and it's through for a behind.
So this is good by Tiwi. They got thumped at the start of this quarter, and we're thinking this could be a blowout. They've come back. They've regained momentum. And these are the swings and roundabouts in a game of football, and the momentum shifts. So they really got to put something on the scoreboard here. Big Gallo can't take the mark. Jumping in front of him there, who did well, was Manson. However, Southern Districts have got a lot of space out here. Ball goes out there in front of Driscoll. He can't take the mark. Cruz for Tiwi claiming out on the full. He might be onto something here. Nah. So we'll get a throw in directly under the scoreboard, which reads 12 minutes into this second quarter. As the umpire throws in, Big Gallo. He's getting his hands to it, but it's not necessarily to the advantage of the Southern District's players, and Tiwi will win it out. Ball goes out in front of Michael Dunn. Now he can have a couple of bounces here. He's got a paddock. One bounce. Goes inside 50.
Not a good kick. Straight down the throat of Kaya Jones. Gets the play underway pretty quickly. Kicks it across the ground. Oh, but Morgan's tackled. Sloppy play here. Tiwi player now tackled. Schwartz gets it out. I think it's McAdam. Throws it on his left. Goes forward to the target. Too far out to score as Jonathan Rossby plays on. And he kicks it to Barry running back. Great interception there. I think it was David Cruz.
Well done,
Hands it up. And now Terry. Unkind bounce.
Geez, that's hit a sprinkler or something, Will. That's bounced back like it was on a trampoline.
Oh, who knows what's happened there. As Tiwi take it out. District's trying to keep the forward pressure. Staunton, their skipper, hands it straight back to Tiwi. Now Puruntada Mary Dunn kicks it into space. Munkara runs onto it, picks it up beautifully, tackled by 4. And he's given a high tackle. Free kick to Munkara.
Watching the umpire then, his hands almost went like he was going to give holding the ball and then went to too high, which was the correct decision. It was too high. Munkara inside 50. And the mark there taken by Harley Puntunamiri. So a few of their guns really getting involved now. Crowd's getting into it. Energy's lifting. And it's a really, really good game of footy here.
Down Munkara has been all over it now, appealing for a bit of a spell on the bench. I think he'll get it as he makes his way there. And Puruntada will line up for what could be his third if he converts it. He's been very good up forward today. A bit under the radar as Cantilla's been taking the marks and Manson's been the big target.
So he's an excitement machine. Tiwi's sole representative in the NTFL, a rep side last year that played a sample team. He uses that rule beautifully, the new rule on the mark, gains that extra 5 metres. Geez, I thought he'd put that through. Just faded to the left. Gallio lets him know that he missed it. And ball to be brought back in by Southern Districts. Goes to the back pocket, and the mark there taken by Morgan. There was no one near him. He has a bounce and runs it to the 50 and drills it to the wing. The big fella Gallo can't get there, who was directed for, and the ball's chopped off there by Tiwi. Again, uses with the new rule well on the mark, and the intercept mark there taken by Bowden. He doesn't waste any time. He sees Gallio, and then Gallio goes inboard, and the mark taken by McLaughlin. McLaughlin handballs out wide to McAdam. McAdam over the top to Schwartz. Schwartz picks up a little pitching wedge forward, and the mark there taken by Barry. He swings on the left foot, and that's a beautiful kick. Just not swallowed there by the leading full forward. He goes back, has a second crack. However, Hooker was the only one on his feet. Geez, I thought he was going to kick it the wrong way then, Hooker, but he spins around the corner. Out to Pruntunamiri Dunn. Pruntunamiri Dunn, and he goes to the Phantom 39, who we don't know his number. He goes inboard to Manson. Manson goes on the boot to a one-on-one Cantilla. Oh, he's always going to win it.
Tiwi worked it beautifully there. I think it was Nick Hooker in the back line there. It looked like he was going to kick it the wrong way, but it's paid off for them.
Well, he looks dangerous, Cantilla. Every time they go to him one-on-one, he looks super dangerous. And well done. Puts it through for Tiwi Island's 5th goal of the game, and keeps them right in contention.
And that Phantom 39 we've worked out is Chris Maureen for Tiwi Bombers. So he's got 1 goal to his name. He's started the game quite well as Tiwi working their way back into this one. Scoreboard reads 5 goals, 636 to 7 for 46. Southern Districts leading by 10 points. 16.5 minutes the way through this clash, this round 4 clash at Gardens Oval.
Is that Cyril Rioli, the runner? No.
Not this week, no. I think he's been doing it a bit in previous years. I don't think he's been down at the club as much this year.
Okay, good fist in there by Delahaye. Ball goes out, Pruntunamiri keeps it in, loses his footing. Players fighting over the ball. Handball comes out to Johnson. Johnson gives one forward, back to Johnson, and he goes inboard to Bowden. Bowden to Gallio. They're still under the pump here, but they've worked it well. He goes out to Watts, and then Sexton on the outer side. It's a good kick, probably held in the air a little bit too long. Oh, something's happened off the ball here. Tiwi Island player's gone down, holding his eye or his head.
Looks like it's Brendan Cantilla. Not looking too good at all. And it's a free kick from that spot. That centre half back for Tiwi.
I hope he's all right. They can't afford to lose him. Like I said, been a very, very solid player for them this year. And obviously he's got one high. He's on the ground, so it's got to be his kick.
A little bit of heat in this one.
So Cantilla gives the handball to Hooker. Hooker shimmies round. He's run himself into trouble. He's got to get rid of it.
Gee, that wasn't great play by Hooker there. Run down by Benny Armat.
And Armat will take the free kick there for Southern Districts. Little one inboard, sits it on the top of his forward Barry, picked up by Cantilla. Cantilla goes out wide, that's Pruntunamiri, or Munkara, sorry, Munkara. Handball inboard, picked up by Tiwi, over the top there, and they've done well here. He goes out wide, and the mark Tampling drills one forward, spills off the chest of Bolton, picked up there by McLennan.
Districts now mopping up. Managed to stop the Tiwi for a forward. They hand it back to them.
Oh, it has to be high, surely. Yeah, see that from here.
And you can just feel the tensions bubbling here.
Which is what you want, Will. Both teams without a win this year, and this is a very winnable game, and that is not a good sign for Tiwi as Hooker comes off the ground.
Yes, I think it was a double whammy, that free kick he's given away. He's given away the free kick. Luckily, it didn't turn into a score, and he's gone down with what looks like a pretty bad ankle injury.
Southern District's on out the back here. Mark there taken by Ross. He plays on. And drills one through for Southern Districts.
Takes it out to a 16-point lead. 5 goals, 36 the Tiwi Bombers trail Southern Districts. 8 goals for 52 as we edge towards the 20-minute mark of this second quarter here at Gardens Oval.
Then that will be a massive loss if Hooker is not well. And now Rioli limps off, so they're going down like 10 pins here.
The walking wounded.
So my calculations, that would leave them one fit player on the bench, and he's holding his knee, Rioli. That's not good. McLennan better get inside the 50 here quickly, or it's going to be a warning for 666. Umpire throws up. Well done by Manson. Gets his hand on the ball. Ball goes to Staunton and Heenan go at it. He can't gather. Heenan puts his body over the ball. Surely caught one higher in the back. Umpire disagrees. And we'll get a throw up. Manson versus Watts. Manson to his captain. Heenan to Dunn. Dunn. Tiwi player taken out after he kicked it. Cantilla didn't like that treatment. Oh, umpires have called it back. Play stopped. There was no advantage.
It'll be Hamish Bolton taking it from the wing position. Got a few options up forward. Nothing you like straight away. Kicks it. But it's a good smother from Delahaye. We'll have a ball up in the Tiwi Bombers forward pocket down the cemetery end of Gardens Oval.
Be a test for Delahaye today, Will. One-on-one with Cantilla in that square. He's going to earn his money. That's a tough job. So fascinating contest.
And McCarthy nearly taken there for holding the ball. I thought he was tackled 360 degrees, but he managed to get rid of it, and we'll have another ball up in that forward pocket. Tiwi gave up a red time goal late last quarter. He'll be trying to jag one here, I reckon, make up for that one. McCarthy on Watts in the ruck here. McCarthy takes it, throws on the boot, scissor kick style, but I think he just falconed his teammate. Ball now in contention.
I reckon it would have gone through, Will. If his teammate got the head out the way, he'd actually got pretty good connection with it.
Would have been one for the highlights reel, that's for sure. We'll have another ball up here, about 25 metres out from the Tiwi goal.
So every Southern Districts player, every player on the ground in the forward half of the ground for Tiwi. Southern Districts have pushed right up. They don't want to concede one in red time. That's a beautiful tap. It didn't work. And when you got the silky skills of Munkara there, you've always got to be alert. So they, as you said, Will, they gave up one in red time in the first quarter. They get one back there as we tick through the 23-minute mark of the second quarter here at Gardens Oval.
And Dion loves a goal, doesn't he? He'd be very happy with that one for himself. Loves a good celebration as well. Keeping a lid on it here. And as we know, Districts have been quick to respond. So they want to make sure they don't let them get away with it here. They've reduced that margin back to 10 points. It's been hovering about that 1.5 to 2.5 goal mark all day. Can they reduce it, or will Districts take it a bit further out?
Big Gallo versus Manson. Gallo with his hand on it. First to it, Morgan. Gallo goes back for a second crack. Throws it on the left boot. Doesn't connect. Picked up there by Schwartz. He handballs over the top as Southern Districts go inside 50. That's a great pickup. Who was that? The Driscoll on the boot. 2-1-1 in the forward 50, but the ball goes out in the forward pocket for Southern Districts. We need to hold tight here.
Absolutely. Great pick up there, as you said, by Fraser Driscoll. He's been a bit patchy today, been very good in some instances, but I think it's his first game up here this year, so he's still getting used to the conditions, and he's found it a bit slippery. He's had a couple bounce right off his chest, Back to the play now, and there's a scrimmage at the top of the district's goal square. No one can take possession. The umpire calls mine. We'll have a ball up.
Players go out and it's a great tap shark by Farah. Farah slams it on the boot.
He's claiming it. Umpires are having a discussion as to if it went through.
Is it a discussion if it went through or whether it was touched off the boot? I'm not too sure.
He's already got one today, Farah. I think it was the first one of this quarter. Almost unsighted apart from that. Tiwi setting up for the behind. I think districts are as well.
Oh, she paid a goal. I think perhaps what happened was she was originally going to pay a goal, and perhaps the field umpires thought that it may have gone through for a behind. They conferred on it. However, the result has still come out at a goal, and Tiwi yet again give one up in the last minute or two of the quarter.
And Farah's second goal for the game, second for the quarter as well. So he's working his way slowly but surely into the game.
Till we have 7 in their forward 50.
Hamish Bolton bolting his way from the forward line into the midfield there.
Thought it might have got in, might have got there quick enough. However, no, umpire says no. That's a warning to Tiwi. So any other 666 infringements will be an automatic free kick as Cantilla can't pick up. Well done there by Bolton. He throws it on the boot and it's a race out to the wing. Gallio's first there. He's got Bowden in support with him. Gallio with that big frame. Umpire's paid a push. Oh, and then he's paid advantage, but there wasn't really too much advantage there. Puntanamiri Dunn gets it to Dunn. He throws it on the boot forward. And the mark there taken by Michael Thompson. Michael Thompson goes out wide. The ball was touched off the boot. Umpire saying play on. Makara picks up, but he was wrapped up straight away. Floating in there's Douglas Cunningham. Hooker goes, McCarthy goes in there. Ball comes out, snap around the corner.
Missed by Cantilla. And he's the one who I think is yet to hit the scoreboard today. In a major sense anyways, couple of behinds. One goal he's kicked, sorry. 1 goal, 3.
So we just have another meeting with the umpires here. Not too sure what about. It clearly went through for a behind. And that will be the result. So McAdam to bring the ball back in for Southern Districts. Just kicks from the top of the square. I've noticed they've had a player out there a fair amount of the time. And the mark there taken by Delahy.
He's been good out of half back today, Delahy. Now Driscoll, I think it is on the far side. Can't work it forward enough before the siren. We'll head into half time with Southern Districts leading Tiwi Bombers. Southern Districts on 9 goals 4, 58, 15 points ahead of Tiwi on 6 goals 7. Here, round 4 of the AFLNT's 2021-22 TIO NTFL season. I'm Will Zwar, with me is Clint Firth, and we'll be back after this break. Welcome back to the second half. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval. The round 4 clash between the Tiwi Bombers and the Southern Districts Crocs. Tiwi trailing Southern Districts 6 goals 642 to 9 goals 458. It's a 15-point margin here. Sorry, it's 6-7-43 Tiwi. It's a 15-point margin here at half-time. I'm Will Zwar. Joining me is Clint Firth. Can't even get my own name out, Clint.
Yeah, really good game. Really good game. Both teams fighting it out hard. There's been times in that first half where you thought Southern Districts were going to blow it out. Tiwi have come back at them, and they've done that in a couple of games this season. So fascinating third quarter ahead of us. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. As umpire Rawstone throws the ball up in the middle. One there by Gallo. Ball spills to ground. Southern District's a little handball back. Morgan gets one out wide. Ball taken by Matt. Matt to Staunton, and Staunton to Gallio. Gallio goes wide and he hits up McQueen. McQueen with a beautiful kick inboard. Changed lanes beautifully, and running through from the midfield there was Morgan, and he'll be kicking from just outside 50, lining up for his second goal of the game.
Good start there by Districts. It's only 29 or 30 seconds into the quarter now, and they've already had about 6 disposals and lining up for a shot on goal. So great start to this first quarter, quarter of the second half, I should say. He uses that man on the mark well to his advantage and sinks the goal. Extends their lead out to 21 points. Southern Districts now 10 goals 464, leading Tiwi Bombers 6 goals 743. Morgan hasn't been too bad today at all. He's obviously got those 2 goals, been playing a bit all over the place in the back line a bit. He's going to be starting in the middle here, and obviously popping up forward where he needs to as well.
Tiwi, they've already given away 1-6-6-6, and
they'll be close here.
Max Suttle better get in there. He hasn't got in there in time, and that's their second warning, so that's going to be a free kick to Southern Districts to be taken by Gallo. So the midfielders really need to push back here and fill up that space inside 50. There's not too much on, so I think the big fella's going to send it long, sinks the slipper into it, goes about 30 out. Massive leap there from Cruz. Ball picked up back there. I think that's Puntanamiri. He gets a little one forward. Munkara, handball over the top, only to Gallio. Gallio slaps one forward, picked up by the Southern Districts player, and he gets taken high. Didn't like the treatment. And Fraser Driscoll in the blue wheels and the full forward for Southern Districts will line up for his first for the day.
He's shown some promise here, Driscoll. I think the goal would be just reward for his efforts so far. Let's see what he can do. Still adjusting to the conditions, but I will back him here.
Breeze picked up a little bit, still not favouring either end, and not enough to influence the game, but a little bit cooler, just a little bit of an afternoon breeze coming in here. Oh, doesn't hit it well. However, kept it low. I'm not sure if he meant to go like that. Drilled it through, and the ball goes through for Southern District's 11th goal. So as per the second quarter, they've come out the blocks really well in this third quarter, and Tiwi now need to regain some momentum back.
Nick Hooker back on the ground. However, he's playing deep, well, not too deep, but he's playing in the forward line, so maybe just nursing something there. Obviously, he came off about halfway through that second quarter. What looked like a pretty bad ankle injury after giving away a free kick. So they're not too much down on numbers on the bench. Play resets here. Gallo gets over the top of Manson, but Tiwi there to mop up. Cantilla hands it over the back to Tambling. He gets wrapped up, manages to get it out to his teammate in Purintatameri. Districts now take the ball. Barry throws it onto his boot, but he just sort of hacked it forward and it bounces through for a behind. Could have been a bit clearer there, I'd say.
Notice Barry playing a lot across half forward, Will. He's a good runner and finds a ton of the footy. So I'm not sure if that's his normal position. Obviously in Alice Springs, he's a dominant midfielder. As Tiwi bring the ball out of defence, it goes to a favourable kick. It's a 2-on-1 and a good mark there taken by Suttle. Suttle goes forward. That's McCarthy there. Didn't read it well off the boot. And Kai Jones takes the marks for Southern Districts. Gives it to McAdam. Charlie McAdam, the son of Gilbert McAdam, goes to Gallo. He can't grab. Handball forward there. McCarthy, a little one to 39, who we think's Maureen, but we're not sure. Southern Districts, oh, they're going in hard now. That's a great tackle. Oh, umpire's paid over the shoulder, and then Rioli's given him one on the ground there. Laid his knee into him, which was uncalled for, and he's cost his team a 50 here.
Young Braden's got to be a bit careful there. Tensions are definitely heating up. They're going to make the most of it here. Tiwi weren't quick enough to run back. He kicks it forward. Cruz was lucky he was in the right position there. He stumbles over. Tiwi now to mop up.
They're on here, Tiwi, if they can win this. Oh, it's a 3-on-1.
3-on-2. Gets to it. Purintatameri hands it over. Umpires plucked something. And it looks like it could be a District's free kick in the forward 50 on goal. Fraser Driscoll it'll be with the ball. He's just kicked his first for the year in his first game. He'll line up for a second and that'll be a confidence booster for him. Not really sure what happened there, I don't think, Clint.
No, it was off the ball. David Cruz from Tiwi doesn't look happy with the decision. However, it was paid. And as you say, Driscoll going for his second goal in a row. Hit that beautifully. Kicked it hard and low. And Southern Districts get their 12th.
And they extend their lead out. 12 goals, 5-77 leads Tiwi. 6 goals, 7-43. It's a 34-point margin.
So goal kickers today so far, Ross. Southern Districts, Ross has 2. Morgan has 2. Farah has 2. Driscoll has 2. And singles to Staunton, Ganley, Barry and Watts. And for Tiwi, the only multiple goal kicker is Harley Puntanamiri with 2. And singles to Kim Cantilla, Braden Rioli and Dion Munkara.
And it's an impressive lineup when you see 4 players with 2 goals midway through the third quarter. It's almost surprising they've won more games at the forward line like that.
They do share them around, Will. Their leading goal kickers only on 6 this year. Barry coming into this game. Barry, Ganley and Ross had all kicked 6 goals only. So they do have a wide spread of scorers, and I guess they're hoping with Driscoll, they're playing at full forward his first game for the year. He's going to be their key target up forward.
Those 3 players you've mentioned have all contributed to the scoreboard today. Ross with 2, Ganley and Barry with just the 1 so far, but all 3 have been prominent around the field as well.
So Manson goes up against Watts. Ball spills to the front there. Tiwi player is slung, and it's a correct call.
Districts look ready to explode here. They're moving the ball very well. Tiwi not so good moving in defence.
And what looked like was going to be a close game at half-time. It was a real arm wrestle. Southern Districts should come out and blowing this margin out. Mark there taken by Morgan. He goes to 45 on the right boot. And that's good footy from Southern Districts.
Lovely kick there from Morgan. He kicks his 3rd. And he has worked into the game. I think he started a bit slowly, but second quarter and then the start of this third quarter, he's been on fire. Extends the lead out to 40 points now, would you believe? 13-5, 83 plays Tiwi Bombers, 6 goals, 7-43 as we tick to 7.5 minutes through this third quarter here at Gardens Oval.
Yeah, their third quarters haven't been the best this year, Tiwi, and this is another example. They've just gone missing and getting run over all by Southern Districts here. It's one-way traffic. Let's see what they can do to stem this flow. Both teams, as we said, without a win this year. Southern Districts with a draw against Buffaloes. Tiwi still looking for their first win. As Sexton, a little one there, ball thrown on the left boot by McLaughlin, goes forward, just the required distance and mark there taken by Schwartz. Schwartz goes inboard, sends it to a 2-on-2. Oh, Munkara needed to stay down. It was well read by Ross.
And he kicks his third. 2 players on 3 goals now.
So I think the umpires have paid. He was taken out after the kick, I think, Will. So they paid the first goal and then they've given him a second kick. So this will be a double up, I'm thinking, for Tiwi, as far as for Southern Districts, as far as I can see. The first goal was waved through.
Ross having to go and collect his own ball, as is the standard here in territory footy.
Round the corner. And I'm pretty sure they'll be given that as 2 separate goals. So
it takes Ross's tally to 4 goals. And Southern Districts now 15 goals, 595. Gee, more than double Tiwi Bombers score on 6 goals, 743. We've got a 52-point margin here. Very, that blew out very quickly. I think they've already kicked 6 goals in this quarter. We're only 9 minutes of the way through. So the Tiwi Bombers coaching staff, head coach James McAdam in particular, would not be happy with how this third quarter has panned out. They were well and truly in it. Hadn't won a game so far this year. 2 close ones in round 1 and 2. I think they only went down by about 14 points in round 1 and were leading comfortably against Palmerston in round 2. It's not looking likely, unfortunately, at this stage for the Bombers. As Districts work their way forward, they work their way backward. Tiwi trying to make something out of it. McAdam tackled to the ground by Rioli. It's close to the boundary line, trying to work it over. But we'll have a ball up. And Watts there in the ruck. And Manson will join him for Tiwi.
Patrick Rawstone throws up. Manson over the top, shark there by Puntanamiri. He gives it to Harley. Puntanamiri goes inside 50. Cantilla's going to be the first one to arrive. Sort of started turning before he had the ball. It doesn't matter, but he's got a bit of space. Gives the handball back there to Bolton. Bolton with a little sandwich out there. Out in front of his leading forward. And the umpires adjudged that he was held or pushed. I didn't see the call. Given against Charles McAdam. And the free kick to Harley Puntanamiri.
Could be a spark they need. They definitely need something going on out there for them, Tiwi. 52 points they're down by.
This for his third. He's kicked 2 in a team that's getting spanked. Not a bad effort. But as you say, we'll definitely need something here, or the wheels could really fall off. Just to the near side.
And he's not happy with himself. Looks like a set play coming here as the fullback holds the ball aloft.
Interesting to see. I think it was always sort of going to go down the middle. No, it goes out wide. Beautiful kick. Mark there taken by McAdam. So they've done this well, Southern Districts. And the player didn't stand on the mark there. He moved. Umpire has adjudged. And that will be 50 metres to Southern Districts. He's remonstrating there, the Tiwi player. Puntanamiri. And Southern Districts have played on here. Ball out wide. Oh, well done there by the Tiwi defender. Gets a hand on it. Ball hits the ground. Picked up there by Ross. Ball pops out. Southern Districts got numbers down there. Watts, handball, inboard. And the mark there taken by McQueen.
It's been good today, McQueen. goal here would be good reward for his efforts. But as we say, it's no easy target. He'll be kicking from about 48 metres, just inside 50. But around about a 60-degree angle. Loads up. Oh, gee. Didn't hit it well at all, and Travis Tambling has taken a mark at fullback for Tiwi. Looks for options to this near side. No, he finds one short in Purintatameri. And sorry, in Michael Dunn it was. And he kicks it straight to the Southern Districts player in Dylan Barry. And they had that in their game earlier today in that first quarter, turning it over unnecessarily. Dropped out of their game that second quarter, which was pulsating football. And it's just starting to work its way back in as the wheels fall off the wagon.
He's a good outside player, Dunn. Reads the ball well, halfback, flanker, winger, just a couple of times today in particular. Hasn't used the ball well going inside 50 as he kicks, and Tiwi do well to rush it through. And the ball to be brought back in by Tambling. Tambling with the look away kick out of full back to Fernando. Probably hanging in the air just a little bit too long. Love the look away. He was standing there in a fair bit of space, but kick just held a little bit too long in the air. Couldn't be grabbed there by Fernando's. The boundary umpire launches in. Nice high throw in. The big fella from Southern Districts can't get it. Ball spills to ground. That's Mancaro. Picks up and is dispossessed, and he was holding the ball. Incorrect disposal. Good call there by umpire Modra. And Sexton, who has been close to best on ground today, will get a shot from goal right on the 50.
Yeah, it's been a bit quieter this third quarter, but as you say, he's had a good game today and he's had a very good season. He'd be close to leading their best and fairest from what I've seen. Strolls in and kicks. It's good. It's online. It's gone through. Extends the margin. Southern Districts now sitting on 6 goals, 6, 102 to Tiwi Bombers, 6 goals, 7, 43. It's a 59-point margin. Gee, how did that happen?
Yeah, it's quick. Just blowing them out of the water, really. All one-way traffic this third quarter.
We know that Tiwi's a bit undermanned. They had one of their few tools in Salzgiber go off in the first quarter. Nick Hooker went down with an ankle. He's in the middle now, so he's, I dare say, playing through pain bravely. A few others have limped off at various stages, but I dare say they are the walking wounded. Manson will man the ruck now against Gallo. The big Districts man, can't get the hit out. Gallio tried to hit it forward from ground level. Bowden now throws it on his boot, kicks it forward. Driscoll, who's come into the game, flew for it but couldn't get it. Now Ross hands it out to Farah. He throws it onto the boot. Wobbly one, only gets it as far as Cantilla. That's Brendan Cantilla. David Cruz looks like he's been hitting a nasty one. Ball comes out his way, but I think Districts will get it back. They do. Schwartz couldn't take the mark. Ball is worked over to the boundary line.
Yes, so just no fluency coming out of the Tiwi defence at the moment. It's stop-start, and that's a credit to Southern Districts. But that free-flowing ball movement, it's very stagnant. That's a beautiful throw-in by the boundary umpire.
Good tap from Manson.
Picked up by Gallio, which is read well there. Schwartz goes inside 50. It's a 2-on-2 down there. Keeping the ball in front of him and doing well there was the Southern Districts player. He goes to ground, and it was adjudged he was taken high there by Terry Fernando. And we'll have another shot on goal for Southern Districts.
It's been one-way traffic this quarter.
Kicks that really low.
Oh, marking the goal square to Farah, Josiah Farah. Slipped through a few players' hands there. Don't know how clean it was, but it's been paid. And he'll line up for his third. And he kicks it. Another player who's worked his way into the game. Farah was quiet in that first quarter. Kicked 2 goals in that second, and he's just added to his tally then. And another key part of their multi-pronged forward line, Southern Districts. As they edge out now, 17 goals 6, 108 to 6 goals 7, 43. Districts, by my maths, have added on 8 goals this quarter, I think, to Tiwi, who just a handful of points.
Yeah, 8 goals in 20 minutes of footy. And they say that third quarter is the premiership quarter. Rings true here. As we're just taking a little while for the ball to come back. Both footies had gone over the fence. So one of the players had to collect. Boundary umpire gets it to the field umpire in the middle. And we're about to restart. Mark Noonan throws the ball up. Manson is beaten there by Gallo. Players fighting over in the middle. Couple of spins there by Puntanamiri. Again, the centre clearance there, won by Southern Districts. That's Schwartz. He goes inside 50. Was bumped as he kicked it and therefore affected the kick. Out of bounds on the full will be a free kick to Tiwi Islands, taken by Michael Dunn. He goes short. He's been a little bit risky with the football today, but he hits that one, taken by Puntanamiri Dunn. Now Puntanamiri Dunn hits Mankara. He tries to take on, but he can't get round. That's a good tackle. Cantilla, who's come up the ground to find the footy, gives it back. A nice handball back to Tampling. He heard the voice out wide, but he couldn't get his hand to it. Picked up there by Driscoll. He drills it inside 50. Players chase the ball in the forward pocket, led by Cantilla. And they can't keep it in. The ball goes out of bounds in the forward pocket. 15 metres around from the Southern District's goal.
You've just called Mark Noonan's name there, legendary NTFL umpire. I think he's closing. I think this is his 299th game he's umpired up here, so well done to the big fella, and keep your eyes peeled for him next week, that's for sure.
That is a massive effort. Massive effort.
Play resumes here. Farah off the ground, but it's smothered. Oh, he has another go and hacks it out of midair. That's a great goal, and he adds to his 4th.
He's come alive and some well-needed confidence. As we said, hasn't had the greatest start to the year. Can only do his confidence good, and that's his 4th.
And it just continues to blow out. That's their 9th goal for the quarter. Currently sitting on 18 goals, 6, 114, leading Tiwi Bombers on 6 goals, 7, 43. I think it's 71 points. It's not what you want in round 4, particularly after you've just come off a 140-point drubbing at the hands of St Mary's, is it, for the Tiwi Bombers?
No. And it's a shame after such a promising first quarter. Just the brand of footy they produced in the second half is miles away from what they came out and produced in the first half, and that consistency over 4 quarters is what they have to work to. So Puntanamiri Dunn out of the middle, goes out wide, out in front of Mankara. Mankara, little socket to it. Cantilla tries to come in and help out with the Shepherd. Players can't keep the ball in. And umpire Mark Noonan says throw it in.
What's on McLaughlin?
Beautiful throw in by the umpire. He's a big unit. He's got a beautiful throw. Picked up there by Puntanamiri. And that's what I think. Puntanamiri needs to go in the middle rather than forward. They need to win some ball around the football. Well done there by Bolton.
Umpire calls a throw, and Districts will have a free kick coming out of half-back here. 23 minutes gone in this third quarter. Will they be looking to add another one as Kaya Jones restarts play? Wasn't a great kick across the ground, and it's run over by Michael Thompson for Tiwi Bombers. We will have a ball up just in front of the manual scoreboard there on the far side of the ground. About 70 out from the Tiwi goal. Can they add to their tally this quarter? Only a handful of behind so far.
Close to the 24-minute mark. Not too long left in the quarter. Picked up there by the Phantom, who we've told's Marine. I'm not sure it is. He throws it on the right boot to Cantilla. He's got a one-on-one. Got a fair bit of it. However, the umpires have judged that he was pushed in the back, and that's due to his good body position. And he'll have a rare shot on goal for Tiwi.
1 goal, 3 today, I think he's kicked. Not his most accurate day in front of goals. But he started the season well. I think he came into this game on 11, so he's put that up to 12. He'll be looking for number 13 for the year here. Another tight angle, though. And I think he's missed a lot there. Not a great kick from him. Charlie McAdam will be restarting for Southern Districts. And as we get close to three-quarter time, Districts will be looking to finish off this game strongly, add some much-needed percentage and try and edge close to that top 5. Tiwi would just be looking to stem the bleeding and hopefully get some goals on the scoreboard themselves.
Yeah, that elusive win is not coming easy. I'm not 100% sure where it's at the moment. Perhaps 21 or 22 losses in a row for Tiwi. So you feel when they can get that monkey off the shoulder, things might change, but it's just proving very elusive to get that victory at the moment. And unfortunately, after a promising start today, it does not look like they're going to achieve that today either.
No, I think their last win was in the final series 2 seasons ago, and from there it's been very slim pickings. Obviously didn't get through last year's season without a win, unfortunately. Or sorry, didn't get through it with a win, unfortunately, and this year they're looking to be 0 from 4 at the conclusion of today's game.
One thing I have noticed, Will, is that there hasn't been a spare player behind the ball.
For Tiwi?
For Tiwi throughout this whole game. So during this onslaught, you would have thought they'd put 1 or 2 back and just try and hold play. And but they haven't. They've gone with this man-on-man, and unfortunately it hasn't worked. I understand that's their style of football, and you have to stick to your strengths. But, you know, they've been absolutely thrashed this quarter.
It doesn't look like it's getting any easier. Another player down with the trainers just forward of the wing for them. Play resumes backside of the wing. Purun Tatamiri Dunn grabs it and runs out of the clearance. Kicks it to Cantilla, who takes the mark. Looking to move on quickly. Kicks it forward. Finds his man in Douglas Cunningham, who's within range here, you'd think. He'll be kicking from about a 50-degree angle. Plays on to Dion Mankara.
I think that might be Puntanamiri.
I think it is, you're right. Kicks it to top of the goal square. Couldn't take a mark. McAdam now cleaning up. Gallio takes the ball. Gets it out wide to McAdam again. Now in the hands of Jones. Throws it on the boot. It was a scrubby little kick. McLennan now. Corralled out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in about 50 metres out from the Tiwi goals.
Long quarter, as you'd expect, with the amount of goals kicked this quarter. We've just gone past the 27-minute mark. As the boundary umpire launches one in, Watts can't win it. McLennan picks up.
Heavy hit from the skipper in Dean Staunton there, and he's given away the free kick. Umpire implementing that protected zone rule. As McLennan kicks to the lead. Ooh, wasn't a great contest, unfortunately. District's now looking to mop up, and Driscoll doing some work in the back line. Kicks it to Watts.
Oh, that man just came on the interchange there. Who was that? Number 29, Gene Puntanamiri. Oh, and just as it's picked up by Douglas Cunningham, the siren goes for three-quarter time. And after a promising first half, Southern Districts put their foot to the floor that quarter. And as we go into three-quarter time, Southern Districts 19 goals, 8, 114. Lead the Tiwi Bombers 6 goals, 7, 43. Yeah.
Welcome back to the final quarter here at Gardens Oval. You're watching AFL&T's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season round 4 clash between Tiwi Bombers and Southern Districts. I'm Wills Wah here with Clint Firth, and that third quarter was a bit of a blowout. We saw 9 goals piled on from Southern Districts to Tiwi's 6. Let's see if Tiwi can salvage anything from this quarter, or if Southern Districts will really put their foot to the throttle, their foot to the pedal.
Cruz going in the middle for Tiwi, which I think is a good move. He's their key tall defender. However, they need something out of the middle, so he's gone into the ruck, giving away a lot of height to Gallo, which I suggest most ruckmen would in the competition.
He's an athletic bloke, Cruz, so I wouldn't write him off here. Umpire balls it up. Gallo wins it, however, gets it straight down to Sexton. That's a good start. Kicks it forward to the lead of Ross. Couldn't take the mark. Mopping up, good smother from the District's defender there. Ball roll out of bounds. Couldn't be kept alive there. And so we'll have a ball up, a throw in about 60 metres out from the District's goal. Gallo on Cruz again. Purantatameri done, rolls around, grabs the ball out. And a couple of heads clashing there.
And Staunton's caught one in the face, I'm thinking. He's gone down. Hope he's got a mouth guard in, perhaps around the mouth or the teeth.
Terry Fernando plays on to Munkara. He kicks it forward, but doesn't hit his target in hooker. And Alex Johnston takes the mark, plays on to McAdam. He kicks it forward, marked by Barry. He plays on as well. Goes to Delahaye out of half-back onto Galeo. Couldn't take it cleanly, but gets it out. They've got runners on the outside. Ganley now trying to take it cleanly, but he's tackled. Gets it out the back to one of the Bowden boys. Dances around him. Just toes the ball forward.
Wonder if that counts towards his stats. He was the third leading possession winner coming into this game. Not sure if they'll give him that one. Picked up by Cantilla, has it bounced. He's got his head wrapped up now, runs his full measure.
The crowd like that, and I think he's kicked it.
And drill's a good one for Tiwi. So he kicks his second. In my opinion, been the best player for Tiwi today.
Yes, he's been very good up forward, very dangerous. Hasn't had a lot of opportunity, which you would note from the scoreboard. They reduced the margin ever so slightly. 7 goals, 7-49 Tiwi trailing Southern Districts on 18-6, 114. It's a 65-point deficit here at Gardens Oval. Cruz again, the athletic Cruz. Mully is he's affectionately known. Lining up for Tiwi against the big man in Gallo. Gallo just holds his hand there and taps it down. Sexton again out of the middle. Centre clearance after centre clearance. Kicks it forward. And Ross takes the one-handed grab as he holds Dunoff with his other shoulder. And he's been very impressive up forward today. 4 goals so far, 2 of which came from the same passage of play and a free kick from the umpire last quarter. He's proven a great target for them so far this year.
Yeah, it was a good mark. The Tiwi defender didn't do too much wrong. Reads that win beautifully. A little bit of left to right on it and puts it through for Southern Districts, and they get their 19th. And he becomes the leading goal kicker on the ground and kicks his 5th.
And I think that takes him up to 11 for the year. Obviously, we were saying earlier in the game, Districts don't really have anyone who's stood out up forward, but you'd say Jonathan Ross is their main man today. 3 players equal on 6 goals coming into this game. In Dylan Barry, Jack Ganley and Jonathan Ross. Ross is now kicked out ahead of the other 2. Reset in the middle as we tick to 3.5 minutes through this last quarter here at Gardens Oval. Big man robes himself again to Sexton. Sound like a broken record player here, as Driscoll couldn't take the ball. Tackles his opponent, who picks it up, and we'll have a ball up here in the Tiwi forward line, in the District's forward line, sorry.
So Sexton hails from Finley in New South Wales, right on the border of New South Wales and Victoria, and is the son of Damien Sexton, who played 4 games for St Kilda in 1990.
I believe he's got a brother, Will, who they're trying to bring up to the territory. It would be an asset to the club if he decides to come up here first of all and decides to play footy secondly.
And he's possibly draftable.
Manson now for Tiwi running forward, gets it out on the outside to Munkara. He finds Hamish Bolton leading into the pocket. Tight angle. Would love to get one for his Bomber boys. Bolton was started the game a bit quieter. Came out last quarter, unfortunately, when goals were being piled on against him. And that kick on goal there isn't a great one. It's pushed across the face for a behind. Takes their score to 7 goals, 850, trailing by 70 points. 19 goals, 620 Southern District sit on. So McAdam kicks it out. Luke Morgan with a couple of goals to his name today has been good, but that wasn't a good handball. Dylan Barry had to work hard for it. On his knees now, gets it back to Morgan. He hacks it over the top to Alex Johnson, but overcooks it and it's out on the full. Tiwi are looking a lot better this quarter already than they did last quarter. Braden Rioli will reset. We know that famous Rioli name's got a bit of X factor behind it. What can he do here? It's a good long left kick to the hot spot. Players flew, but no one could take the mark.
Guess who? Cantilla. Oh.
Hits the post with that one.
Just seen there's a protest here in the Cox Plate today, Will. The favourite scratched this morning, and then there's interference in the home straight to State of Rest and Anomi. Anyway, back on subject here. As Southern Districts get the ball on the outer wing, and the ball goes inboard, and the mark taken there by Johnson. Johnson gives to Farah, and Farah hits up a leading Driscoll, and that's like a training drill. Good football.
And as we've said, Driscoll's worked into the game. He started a bit scrappily, but he's definitely, his skills are improving and he's getting used to the conditions here. I think this should be lining up for his 4th, just about. He's kicked 2 already today, so it'll be his 3rd. And the umpires brought it forward.
I think that's for abuse, I would guess. And I think that may have come from the captain, Heenan.
And so he does. Driscoll adds 3rd goal to his tally, pushes the margin out now to 75 points.
Can they crack the 100-point margin?
For Tiwi's sake, you hope not. It could be looking like a long season already. Unfortunately, their percentage is 52. Very low percentage with no wins and 3 losses. Wouldn't want to see it get much more beyond this for them.
This is where you got to show your character, and games like this is where it truly tests your character, and Tiwi can't keep their heads down. They've got to keep their chins up and run out the game.
Let's see what they can do here. Mankara, Puramatari, Dunn and Heenan in the middle for Tiwi. But again, Districts seem to have the edge. Morgan this time. Purantata Meridan hacks it out of the middle. Only gets it as far as McQueen. He goes out wide to McAdam. He'll take it and go. He's got a few men on here. Finds Schwartz and he kicks to the lead of Ross. Goes over his head. Driscoll's there waiting. Picks it up. Hands it out. Sexton throws it on the right. Snaps it around the corner, but wasn't on line. I think he might get a free kick anyway, though, with a late hit from Cantilla.
It was late, but it wasn't very late. It was just after he kicked it. It's a correct call from the umpire. However, it wasn't dirty, and he was just trying to pressure the kick. There was not too much in it, however, just a split second too late. And Sexton, who's, you would think, very close to the 3 votes for the best on ground, I would have thought, Will.
Yeah, I've had huge raps for Sexton today. He's been fantastic for them, especially the start of this last quarter. He's had about 3 or 4 centre clearances already. It's not a great shot on goal from him, unfortunately. Give a man a rap and he'll let you down.
And across the face and out of bounds on the full. And the free kick will be Tiwi's.
It's kick to David Cruz, who's been playing ruck.
Oh, he goes over the fence.
Bit of acrobatics here. Had to get back quickly though, as Districts tried to get play moving, but umpire calls him back. I think it might be Cockatoo out on that far flank, looking for options.
The brother of Nakai Cockatoo, Will, who plays for Brisbane, who had an injury interrupted 2021, but one of their boom recruits. And
ooh. Didn't quite see what happened there, but it's a behind for Districts.
And Tiwi will bring the ball back in. Doesn't have a lot to go to. There's not a lot of movement. So he's just going to go short to the pocket and maintain possession.
Skipper Heenan goes as ball's brought back to Tambling in the goal square. Let's go a few men out this side calling for it. One of those is Hooker, who looks the target. He flies, can't take the mark. McQueen crumbs it. And it's on here.
A little bit of push and shove here. Mankara just getting frustrated. McQueen didn't like the attention.
Purantatameri and McQueen at the bottom of that one. Umpires plucked a free. It'll go the way of Tiwi, I think.
Not too much in it, just a few frustrated bodies flying in there.
It's hard not to get frustrated when you're 70-odd points down.
The last thing you want to do is get suspended, but and then miss next week. That you're no help to your team on the sidelines.
Good strong mark from Manson on the wing here. He looks forward, but he doesn't have a lot to go to. He's got Bolton forward. Instead, he kicks it to a lead for Cantillo in the middle of a few Districts plays, and they mop up. Gets it out wide now. Michael Bowden, who's got Driscoll on if he can get the ball in time. Hands it over the top instead to McLaughlin. Finds Driscoll now. Kicks it inboard to Ganley. It won't come easy. Edged out. Tiwi now have the ball. Umpire calls holding. And Schwartz will line up. About 70 out. Kicks to the lead of Ross.
Well done.
Good mark from Tambling.
As Tambling goes inboard and hits up Cruz. As Tiwi try to bring it out of their defensive 50. Cruz with a booming kick.
Absolute
That's a great
belter.
kick.
Rivals some of Nick Hooker's kicks.
It does, and hits the chest of Puntanamiri Dunn. He kicks the ground before he kicks the ball, therefore it goes 30 metres along the ground forward. Mopped up there by McAdam, and he chips one out wide, and the mark there taken by Bowden. Just getting those stats up, and speaking of getting stats up, he goes inboard and hits up Sexton. Sexton gets the call there from McQueen. McQueen goes back inboard. Barry all on his own at the true centre-half forward position. He's going to go sideways there. That's well done there by Cruz. Won the ball well there for Tiwi. Into the middle. Douglas Cunningham there, throws it on the boot, and Cantilla.
Good strong lead from Cantilla there. He's come from the goal square, absolutely sprinted out about 40 metres and taken the mark.
He just needs a bit of help down there. He's dangerous one-on-one, and I think you put him and Big Manson down there and get some games into Big Manson, and that's how they're going to go forward, this forward line for the Tiwi Bombers. So in the headbands, got the head wrapped up, going to kick from about 47 metres. Goal umpire barely moves, hit it really well.
It's his third for the day.
That's his third. Not a bad effort in the losing team. And Tiwi get their 8th. They move to 8 goals, 9-57. Trailing Southern Districts 20 goals, 8, 128 as we tick past the 13-minute mark of the last quarter.
It's a 71-point margin. I think even those who thought Districts would win this one wouldn't have predicted by that much. Mind you, they did have a good draw and a great spirited comeback against Buffaloes a few rounds ago, so they could be the sleeping giants this year. Umpire resets play. Gallo in the middle. Sexton again. Can't get it too far forward though. Errant ball comes out. Dunn takes the mark. Plays on. Kicks it across to the Phantom.
We've established, no, Paulus Paulina's tipping Woody. We've got him. We're onto him. He's wearing a different number than previous. He's a bit of a bull, and he goes in hard, so...
I've just missed who's kicked that one. It might have been Purintatamiri.
Yeah, I think it was Will. I think Edward Purintatamiri Dunn, one of the real promising youngsters from Tiwi. Kicks his first for the day. And 2 in a row for Tiwi.
So they're not giving up. I've seen this a bit before. Round 1, they were down by Buffs by a significant margin. And they worked their way back into it, got it back to a 2-goal lead. It was a bit too little too late, but hopefully for their sake they can do that here and show a bit of promise for next week, get themselves with the momentum and play for something.
As umpire Modra throws the ball up in the middle. And Patrick Rawstone Senior holding off the ball, and the free kick there to Benjamin Matt, who's been thrown in the middle, probably for a little bit of midfield time. Now we're in dead time. He goes to Sexton, who's just absolutely cleaning up in this second half.
With the rip jumper as well, Sexton, from that scuffle before.
Goes inside 50. Tiwi tracking back, numbers around the ball, somersaulting over it was the Southern Districts player who looks to have copped one there, a little bit slow to get up. McCarthy toe pokes it forward, Purintatamiri Dunn gives a lovely handball there, and I think that might be Cunningham. Cunningham just gets enough on the kick and hits up Cruz. Cruz with the win now, penetrating long kick forward, and the mark there taken by Cantilla, very close to the line there.
Great skills to hit a target over such a big distance from Cruz. Cantilla goes towards goal. He's offline though. He's hit the top crossbar of the backboard.
Side screens.
Side screens, that's the one. And the margin now sits Tiwi Bombers 9 goals, 10-64, trailing Southern Districts 20 goals, 828. Exactly double their score, the Districts are.
So Bowden to bring the ball back in for Southern Districts. Plays on, runs 5 metres. That means he gets a stat for it. On the left foot, out wide. Oh, good mark there by Matt. Matt, they're streaming forward, goes to Farah. Really well done there by Gene Purintatamiri. Farah mops up, throws it on the left boot forward, and the mark there taken by McQueen. He doesn't waste any time. Here's the voice over the top, and that is thrown on the boot there by Schwartz.
It's a lovely goal. End-to-end stuff from Districts there. As we tick over 17 minutes into this final term here at Gardens Oval. And extends the margin out to 70 points. 21 goals, 834, plays Tiwi, 9 goals, 10-64. This game well and truly wrapped up here at Gardens Oval. Umpire resets play here. Cruz in the middle again, as he has been this whole last quarter. Gallo wins the tap uncontested. Throws it on the boot. Roves his own ball. Farah's the man underneath it. Can't take the mark. Matt there crumbing it. Gets it out to Farah. He kicks it forward to the lead of Driscoll. It was a good strong one. Took it uncontested. Will he go back for a shot or look for something? He's got a few men on in the middle and he'll go to one of them.
Great kick.
I think it'll be Ganley lining up, who's gone a bit quiet, but he kicked the first goal of the game today, and he's been another one who's been very prominent for the Crocs this year.
Got a very low, hard, flat kick, Driscoll will. I've noticed that in his field kicking and also his kicking at goal. He really lays into it, keeps it low under the breeze, and a real penetrating kick.
And he kicks it straight over the umpire's head. Another one for the scoreboard, his second for the day. That margin now, 140 plays, 64, 76 points. So I don't think it'll quite crack the ton, though I've been proven wrong plenty of times today already.
We'll take this chance to go through goal kickers today. We've got a fair few. So For Southern Districts, Ross with 5. Apologies if we've missed any here. We've just done this ourselves. Ross with 5. Farah with 4. Morgan with 3. Driscoll, Ganley with 2. And singles to Staunton, Sexton, Barry and Watts. And over to Tiwi, we've got 3 for Cantilla, who's been their best player today. 1 to Puntanamiri Dunn, 1 to Rioli, 1 to Mankara, and also 2 to Harley Puntanamiri.
And I think he may have given some short change to Fraser Driscoll there. He's kicked 3 goals today as well.
3, we had one on there.
Very good first outing for Driscoll in the red, black and white of the Southern Districts.
So that's Mankara on his left foot. Goes inside 50, dropping back in front of the leading forward was McQueen, and he takes a courageous mark. He goes out wide to Barry, and Barry takes the mark, moves it quickly on the left foot. Ball goes through Armat's hands, but it's picked up there by Watts, who's very agile for a ruckman. Watts is getting himself into a little bit of trouble. Oh, and the umpire's pinged him for running too far.
Not a bad effort. He got around the man, Dion Mankara there. He's very quick and speedy, not an easy man to get around, but Watts has done him there.
Brendan Cantilla with a little injury coming off. Not sure if it's cramp or something a little bit more serious, and he'll be replaced by Fernando, who's going to get it. No one saw him come on, and he takes the mark on the centre wing. Doesn't waste any time with a torpedo. That's a beautiful kick inside 50. That's one way to do it. Read best in the air by the Tiwi player, Puntanamiri, and it's a good call by the umpire. He was held without it, and that makes football look easy.
Absolutely. Love seeing the old barrel there from Fernando every now and then. And why not give it a go? 21 minutes into the last quarter of a game.
So Puntanamiri, 2 to his name already. I'd like to see him play more in the midfield. He is a very dangerous forward, but I think they need some run-off half-back and some midfield. He was their best player last year. Beautiful kick. Has no trouble with that. He gets his 3rd and gets Tiwi's 10th.
So Tiwi again, half their score exactly. It's 10 goals, 10-70 to Southern Districts, 22 goals, 8, 140 as we tick over 21 and a half minutes gone in this final quarter here at Gardens Oval. Can't be too much longer left on the clock. The damage was done in that 3rd quarter. Districts adding another, I think both teams adding another 4 goals this quarter.
And umpire Modra, with both hamstrings strapped up, launches one into the air. Well done there by Cruz. Shark by Puntanamiri Dunn. He taps it out in front of Cunningham. Cunningham throws on the boot forward. That's Puntanamiri again. He can't gather. Manson, the big fella, puts his hands up, spins around the corner. It's a one-on-one. Puntanamiri, you wouldn't want to be the Southern Districts defender there, Bowden, but he did really well. Got a fist to it. And the ball runs through for one behind.
Bowden will kick in from fullback. Looking for options. He's got a couple long. And he'll go to McQueen. He gives it back to Bowden. Throws it again on the boot to the lead of Ross, making his way a fair way up the ground here. Wheels around onto his right. Short one up forward to Sexton.
Well done there by Watts, just called him in.
Couldn't find Driscoll.
McCarthy.
He can hold his head high today. He's been a bit all over the place. He played ruck early when the ruckman of choice in Salzgeber went down.
That's Farah, goes inside 50. Sorry, it wasn't Farah. Farah's going to be on the end of it.
Ganley to Farah, but couldn't quite take the mark.
Yeah, I think umpire's paid it.
Oh, he has. Yep.
Umpire's paid it, and he'll line up for his 5th.
Good return to form for Farah. And he's an important part of the district's lineup. And he has kicked it. 5 goals for the man. Joins Jonathan Ross as the equal leading goal scorer for the day. So that takes the margin to 23 goals, 846. The score, rather. 23 goals, 846 Southern Districts playing Tiwi Bombers. 10 goals, 11, 71, a 75-point ball game.
Lovely maths. Will, you can do the maths.
Giving it a go. Getting some lucky numbers here, I think.
So the grand final replay tonight, St Mary's versus Nightcliff, who met each other in round 1. Should be a ripper. That'll be live streamed on AFL NT YouTube, and that's played at TIO Stadium under lights, the late game. Should be a ripper. So anyone in Darwin wants to see a cracking game of footy, get down there and watch that. As Puntunamiri had a bit of time, but just sprayed it across the face of goal. Through for one behind.
In the other games this round, Wanderers playing Palmerston. That game should be kicking off shortly also at TIO Stadium. And tomorrow back here at the spiritual home of footy, we've got Waratah versus Darwin Buffaloes.
Looking forward to that Wanderers Palmerston one. I think that's really going to show where those two teams are at after round 4. And they're very similar positions around the ladder, and it should be a good one. As Big Paulinus tip and Woody goes inside. Paddy Heenan, the skipper, takes a mark. He goes inboard and spots up Hooker, who we think might be carrying a little bit of an injury from the first quarter. However, to his credit, has played out the game. He's only 25 metres out. I don't know why he'd play on. Maybe it is that injury.
He did have Cantilla on, but the umpires caught him back, so Hooker will line up for the shot here. And if it was me lining up at 26 minutes in the last quarter, I'd be too worried of missing the final siren. He's gone back, he's hit the post. Not quite a gimme, but pretty close to it from Hooker. And unfortunately, he's missed it. He would have liked to kick that one.
It's a Bowden to bring the ball back in. I don't think he gets a possession for that one because he stayed inside the square. Hits up McAdam. McAdam on the left boot. And guess who? Sexton. 3 votes for him, in my view. Will, who's your 2s and 1s?
I think you're spot on the money there with Sexton with 3 votes. Gee, you've put me on the spot here.
Sorry, mate. Question without notice.
I like Jonathan Ross's game up forward. He presented well all day. Definitely think he deserves some chocolates. And looking at the names here, the other one who impressed was Luke Morgan.
Yeah, I thought Morgan.
Bit everywhere. Ended up with 3 goals. Played forward, played back, played middle. So very impressive game for him.
Beautiful.
That wraps up today's game. Southern Districts ended up winning 23 goals, 846, double a score of the Tiwi Bombers, 10 goals, 13. Bit more pain for them to come. Thank you for tuning in to the AFLNT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval. I'm Will Zwar. Joining me today was Clint Firth. Loved having your company and look forward to seeing you next week.